Hey folks, it's Jay here, and welcome to another NBA playoffs on 2K Sports. This next matchup, as I've got a next recruiter here, this time I welcome in is Nickel.
That's right, guys. This is another NBA playoffs, and for another tonight's doubleheader of the game, we got our first part of the game that's happening right here.
And for this matchup, the Hawks meet again as they face against the Cavaliers, the number 1 seeded team back in Cleveland, Ohio.
This is the biggest matchup here, as we already noted before. Swisaker makes the buzz beater to count that officials in. And what happens with the Hawks, they've really been daggered out, trying to upset their team in game 1. There was no option that they've really been pushing in with their height limit.
And as for now, will the Cavaliers able to enter it back, or will the Hawks keep it alive here on the road trip win 2 games before heading home to Atlanta to play for games 3 and 4? We'll have to find out and see what goes in.
And now here's our starting head coaches for Atlanta Hawks and the Cavaliers. Kenny Atkinson for the Cavaliers and Quinn Snyder for the Atlanta Hawks. For the rest of the players, we have is Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Swisaker, Mohan Gaye, and Yeki Kankawwa.
And for the Cavaliers, we have Darius Garland, along with Donovan Mitchell, Max Strus, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. Tonight's commentators I have is Son of Beast. He's also along with the other commentator with Boomer and LJ here for our next take. And I will force is standing by for tonight's game.
We'll see you all later, everybody, for the post-game show and see what goes on with Hawks or Cavs.
It's game time. Enjoy it, fellas.
Hawks, Cavs, ready for the next one. And as a team, they're ready to gather things up in a locker room to prepare for tonight's game. Greetings, everyone, in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm Son of Beast, and I'm here with my broadcast partner with Boomer and LJ. Tonight is Game 2 as the Cavs meet against the Atlanta Hawks. As the starting lineups is about to be bringing in, here are the groups. Strus is with Evan Mobley. Then it's Mitchell right toward the shooting guard. Then across from here is Jared Allen, and the other side is Darius Garland. And here are the others for the Hawks. Trae Young is with Gayu. Swisaker, he's with Dyson Daniels. And in center is Ayaki Okongwu. It's game 2, folks. Are you ready to see who prepares for the win? I'm sure ready. Me too. It's going to be a big night. The ball's tipped and we are underway in Cleveland, Ohio. Here's Mobley as the team wins the tip-off. Here's Garland. The pass over now finding Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell now finds a pass to Darius Garland. He will roll it again to Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell bounce passes to Allen. Outside, Mitchell for 3. Good one to take the 3-pointer to start off for Cleveland of the Cavs. As Mitchell's got his first 3-pointer. Oh, there's a great start afterwards. I'm saying Donovan Mitchell. That's the first 3-pointer. Here's the pass to Johnson. Now he finds again to Young. And the reach and foul will be on Cleveland. That'll be Allen's first personal foul and their first team foul for their team. As Trae Young's looking for another generation here, he's trying to see what he can definitely do. But what's your take on that one?
Well, I'm pretty sure that Dyson Daniels and your team, they're trying to look for a win. But there might be another take in, so we're trying to make it look different here to do for anything. But as of right now, it looks like that Mobley's team might have a little higher range to put it in with the score.
On the start, let's see Mitchell. Out of the force, talking in with Kenny Atkinson, has shown it off with some better plays than Bountiful. There's one tip for this one here, guys, and what they say now is that Donovan Mitchell has been a better star for DM. As the crowd's putting a lot of favorites here, this is what he made him do to have him school on a drought. Nothing really settles down the process of this with Donovan Mitchell. And as I know, Kenny Atkinson definitely talked to Donovan Mitchell. He's been putting up with some great improvements, and sometimes he really does it all. After a bucket made for Donovan Mitchell, the foul is picked up on Atlanta. Now be their first team foul for Atlanta Hawks. Mitchell at the free throw line shooting one after Daniels with a foul. That's great opportunity. I say the DM is definitely one of the best stakes here. And DM is not really like the all-important guy that you really have to be on this planet. Mitchell hits the free throw. Here's Young, right toward the wing. He'll make a move around him. Young for three. That one's missed off the target, and it's Allen with the rebound. This will be his first rebound of the night as he sends it off to Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell sets the screen, sets to Allen with a jam dunk in. That one starts for Allen with his first throwdown after Mitchell with the assist. Looking good afterward. I think Allen must have been on a hype start in game 2. In the middle, Daniels, he will throw it down the other way. This will be the first throwdown for Atlanta.
Think of it this way, that happens with Dyson Daniels. That's what happens when he makes it a nice throwdown to make it clear. I didn't really think he was able to try to set the scores up, but that's a big problematic.
Mobley now finds to get a Garland. Here's the pass to Mitchell, right around the move, and that's a rebound here by Okongwu. And off to Daniels. Outside with Sacher for three. The first three-pointer doesn't make it in. That's Mobley has his own rebound. Now he'll send it over to Darius Garland. Garland sends the pass to Strus. Strus steps out of bounds. This will now be Hawks ball with the first turnover for Cleveland. That's pretty bad for Max Strus. I mean, he's looking like he's not stepping in really well. That's a big problematic. And that first overturn is going to be Cleveland. Rusaker, third wing, ball's loose, stolen by Mobley. Mitchell, sending it over to Allen, and he couldn't hold on to the ball as it's turned over by Johnson. Trae Young outside, now finds Daniels. The pass to Johnson. Johnson looking over, now finding Rusaker to Trae Young. Fades a shot. The block starts off for Mobley. That'll be the first rejection. Oh, looking pretty well out there. Looks like Mobley got a good piece of it. Mitchell sets the pass to Allen with a shot. That's missed again. Trae Young with the rebound. Under 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter, you'll now sign it over to Daniels for the throwdown. Timeout given here by Cleveland Cavaliers. This will be entering today's game, 11.6 for Trae Young. Oh, well, they're going to have to talk that one over, but they're not really shooting it well. This is what happens when they're causing for Kenny Atkinson, and they really have improved it. And save for this one here, the first game is a big start for Cleveland Cavaliers as they already won against Miami Heat. This is what happens with Kenny Atkinson. He's really been pushing up with a great show to start things off then. How do you think that most teams have their competencies to place it in there, guys? Well, pretty sure that they really just got to give anyone from Kenny Atkinson with a better reason. And I say no. I mean, what I really believe on is Kenny Atkinson putting a lot of great strategy. And as for Quinn Snyder, it really doesn't make anything to happen. The change-up is really kind of hard for him to do for. But hey, let's think of it this way. I've seen so many play actions that makes it constant with the best play action here. And sometimes I really say that Quinn Snyder is better take on my hook. It really doesn't happen with both teams putting in with some struggle offense. Defense definitely works it off. We really see what's going to happen with both head coaches. And probably not pinpoint, it might be a better take with the pick and roll, playthroughs, or the series. Let's play it that way and show how it's done. Agree. Here's some new substitutions here for the offense and defense, as this will be a changing off on the court. Garland now sets the pass to Strus. Garland toward the middle. What a drive for Darius Garland. And that's a pass from Strus. Didn't see that one going. That was Garland with a nice finish. Trae Young outside. Passes to Johnson. Johnson on Mobley. With a fade-off pass to Trae Young. Trae Young inside with a shot. Mobley denies a shot. Looks to Mobley. Off to Allen. In the middle. Slam it down. Jared Allen with one hand jumped Dunker down after Mobley with the assist.
You see the crowd feeling right now? I said that Jared Allen's been really kept it in now. Let's make it work.
Young sets over to Johnson. Johnson moves around. Fades a shot. Versaker for three. That's good from the outside for Versaker. He has his first three-pointer of the night, a 12-7 game. Cleveland cut the digit on the lead by 5. Schultz looks over to Jared Allen. Right Conwu sets off to Schultz. Looks to Mobley. Mobley slides back for the 2. That one puts a rebound by Darius Garland. Allen watching a 3-second violation. Darius Garland from outside finds Max Strus. To Donovan Mitchell. Here's a 3. Setting a rebound for Allen. Oh, Conwu denies the shot. Keeps the play going. Strus for 3. Off the backboard, and it's rebounded by Johnson. Versaker with the finish. On a throwdown, makes that one in transition. Versaker's got 5 points in this game.
Remember last time that happened with Gayu? That's definitely what he made a comedy high, and nothing really is going to slow him down. They really got the feeling when he did that.
Mitchell finishes off with a layup drive. He has 8 points. 2:30 left to remain in the first quarter as Young's got the ball. And this will be a first timeout for Atlanta Hawks with 2:25. Now they talk things over. This is what happens. They don't really play it often with. As right at this moment here, the Stanley Cup playoffs is underway. So with that moment, don't miss your chance here as you have some big games. The new adjustments will be season 4 to 3 to best of 4 to best of 3 to start off with the first and second round. Then, following along with the conference finals and the Stanley Cup final, we will have 7 games with you still on the other end for the best of 4. And the winners of this one will crown as the champion of the NHL 25 on EA Sports of the Stanley Cup champion. They really have been one of our big time game takes. But the wild card 2 teams are Ottawa Senators and the Montreal Canadiens. While the St. Louis Blues and the Wilds are back in the postseason, they really are trying to work that often to show what they've done. What did you take here, and who do you think is going to win? I'm going to say the Lightning. I don't really follow that much here on NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, but it seemed like that for now, in instance, there might be a change of attic on the province to play this game.
I don't really follow that much afterward. I mean, there could be only one winner. It could definitely change it all.
New substitutions are on the court for the Cleveland Cavs and for the Hawks. 5 players are checked out, 5 players checked in. Krejci, LeVert, Mann, Niang are checked in. And as for the Cavaliers, 5 players are checked on the court, as only Allen stays on. Jump ball called on Capella and Okoro. That'll be in between the 2 range. Setting off the ball right toward the line with 9 seconds to spare to shoot. And the Hawks will not take it here as Jerome's got the ball. Darius Garland, open look for 3. Good, outside. Brings it in for Darius Garland. He has 5 points.
Just an open look here, adding up to Jerome with the assist. He's really taking it all.
LeVert against Jerome. Pass to Krejci. On a pass to LeVert for 3. That's miss off target, and it's Hunter with the rebound over again to Allen. Allen setting a screen, now finding Hunter. Looks to Jerome. Isaac Okoro's outside. Setting in for any play action, finding Allen, and a shot makes it in for Jared Allen. After Okoro with the assist. Allen's got 6 points in this game, 19-9 score. LeVert now finds Niang. Pass to Capella. Over now to Niang. Niang switches for 2, and the foul will be kept on Cleveland. That'll be Hunter's first personal foul. Second team foul for Cleveland. Not sure what's going to happen with George Niang. When he scores it, this big drive is going to like make him out and toppled in. This is not what they're really starting it for. They need to get this one here moving. Free throw coming up for George Niang for the Atlanta Hawks as he'll shoot two. Sometimes you don't play it oftenly, but George Niang really set the secret here. This is what he made him practice to do for any time. This is not how it's going to happen when he starts shooting. First free throw misses the target. And we're saying for George Niang, he's really like playing the mini guy. And I was saying that before, and he was played with the All-American College at Iowa State University. And for the last part of his career, and his highlight for his college on his better effort, he's been playing for like 15.3 points per game, along with 5.4 rebounds, 3.4 assists, and he in the third in the 2015 NCAA tournament with the Cyclones. That's what happens with the better placing position. Garland looks to Okoro on the outside. Jerome for three. Off the wing. Rebounded by Capella. Now Krejci's got the ball. He's right toward the wing. Slides it. Here's his feed for Capella. And a solid take by Allen. Hunter takes it to Jerome. Okoro for three. Allen's got it back. Now Hunter will try to reset the group. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Outside, Jerome! That's no good for the three-pointer. What's going on over there? That's a three-pointer miss here for Jerome that he's just trying to do. He's not playing it really well. He's got to like step in focus. LeVert tries it down with a dunk. And it's now a 19-12 game, down by 7. Garland from outside. Down to three. For the three. Yes, sir! Garland's got 8 points. And that ends the first quarter. What a start for Cleveland. 22-12. Let's make that one a good night. Oh, yes, indeed. Second quarter coming up. And we'll be back with you shortly right after these messages. You're watching the playoffs of the NBA on 2K Sports. And if you're just tuning in for the second quarter, we got your live action for you, a 22-12 game. As we're settled in, getting ready for the second quarter, here's a start for both teams. Trae Young is with on Larry Nance Jr. The other side of this, Trae Young's trying to put another two-pointer in. He's looking to find out his next curriculum. And it's John, then right over the other way is Karis LeVert. And finally on the other way is Versaker and George Niang in point forward. Three for Mitchell. That's good. There's a bunch of three-pointers going on over here for Cleveland's side. And they're adding it quickly. Not by time watch. Mitchell made that three-pointer a better use. Versaker slams it down with one hand. And it's a 25-16 game. After Trae Young with the assists. Oh, there's no stopping here for Trae Young. The ice chase still continuing. Jerome pass over to Strus. Looks to Donovan Mitchell. And a pass back to Jerome. Outside, Mitchell for three. The other way three-pointer is no good. Versaker with his own rebound and will try to give over to Young. And a pass to LeVert. Great try. That puts in for Young on another two-point opportunity. Atlanta trailing by 4. Now he will send it over, and a reporter from Alley LaForce talking in from Quinn Snyder, and Trae Young's been really under pressure. There's no offensive to that if Mobley and their team really obstructed all. Quinn Snyder's been really talking in with Trae Young this time. They really are not looking like they're wanting to push the better effort. This needs to get some better killers to give some plenty of time to shoot and score.
And I really felt like they would do any of that, but they're not really keeping it back in. You know what happens? They just lose it. There's nobody to give an open look, and a wide open range is not putting in a nice effort. That's because with Quinn Snyder, he's really been saying this before. Now,
you don't really play with some intermediate injections, but that's what happens when he really wants to say. And because of these precedent conferences, he wants to talk to them. And this is definitely what they've done, like putting a lot of teams to punch things out. That's what happens when he really has to get all of them. There's a lot of impacts to take in, and definitely striking. And this is why the playoffs are putting in about. Like, we meant to make a great win. And he wants to hype for this challenge. He wants it. After the winning tournament against Miami Heat, we really already won. We have to play for it like the better to take. One for in, one for all. Substitutions are on the court for Cleveland Cavaliers and for the Hawks. Niang's checked out, and checking back in on the court is Johnson. And the other side of it for Cavs, they're making new changes here on big offense. And here's Mobley. He'll send it over to Mitchell for the two, and he's fouled. Dominic Daniels with his second personal and their first team foul for Atlanta. Mitchell at the free throw line shooting two. That's the M word for you. You know what happens now. He's going to get two shots. Kenny Atkinson's definitely playing it well, like he is on a roll. Two free throws coming in for Donovan Mitchell. Played from Louisville, Kentucky with the Cardinals. He really has been like flying things in. And what happens with Donovan Mitchell, he really has done a lot of higher range. And let me say this, he wants to wear just like Michael Jordan's jersey. I don't say anything now. I mean, whatever they say for Donovan Mitchell, this is what makes a great team successful. Mitchell's been really like playing on the better effort. What I say now is that, how come you're going to wear the Donovan Mitchell's Michael Jordan jersey? That's like a little different change afterwards. Green's checked in for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And the second free throw is good for Donovan Mitchell. He's got 13 points, down to 6 minutes remaining in the first half of the game. Rusaker finding Young. Good D by Mitchell. Tries to give it up. Young can't make the three-pointer in. Hunter looks at Evan Mobley. Mobley, the pass to Strus. Hunter tries for the three. First three-pointer for Hunter is no good. And now Rusaker sending Nance Jr. over to Young. Pass to Johnson. Johnson goes back to Rusaker for the two, and that will sink it in. That's another two-pointer for the Hawks, down by 9. Mitchell looking it over, now finding Green. Green. The pass to Hunter. Here's the finish. Oh, he just finally got it. That's his first pointer for Hunter after Green with the assist. This is really like a charming afterward here. I love seeing how Green's give it up to Hunter. That's a great communication. And Johnson slams it down by turning the other side. And it's coming into a 31-22 game. Mitchell now finds Mobley. Mobley outside, Green. Over to Mitchell, setting a screen for Evan Mobley. Round the move, foul, and it's off the rim. Larry Nance Jr. with his first personal and their second team foul for Atlanta. This is no ordinary joke, and despite it been playing in with some hard effort, he's really been bulked out and didn't really think he was going to count it at one. That's really a heart of music. Donovan Mitchell back in the free throw line, shooting two. He's really like he wants to try to compete and try to make a win. You know, I say now about Donovan Mitchell, he's really like, all but a better takes in, and with his name of Spida, he's been really like playing for all of his schools. Like, the last thing that happened, he's playing for Canterbury School. He's really one of the bestest. And for sometimes at the end, he really does it. New changes coming in for the Hawks as Rusaker and Nance Jr. are checked out. Johnson moves over to small forward position as Skyu and Okongwu are checked in. Now, as you take a look at the last time right now. The last time was 2018 as he puts a slam dunk contest. And the first team All-ACC back in 2017.
I've really seen anything about Donovan Mitchell. He's been like the best. And the same for now, what I say for Spida. He's been really like playing for his best college league, but he's been playing for the ACC tournament. What makes it stand out is just like anything. And now you know what happens with Donovan Mitchell. He makes it an incredible score. Here's Mitchell, following the basket by Trae Young. Hunter looks to Strus, and a pass. Hunter looks to Mitchell, over to Young. Two-pointer drops in. That's Mitchell with 17. And another two-pointer goes up by 10. Doesn't bite the dust afterward. Mitchell's really like giving over it. Daniels over to Young. Young for two. That's off the rim. Rebounded by Johnson. Daniels outside on Strus. Screen by Okongwu. Right toward the middle. Oh, knocked it out of the way. That's no way. How did it happen already? The Cleveland fans are shocked. I thought that Mobley must have rejected it, but he did not. He just really took it away and says, nope, not your watch. Strus finds Hunter. A pass down finding to Mobley. And it's loose by Gayu with a steal. Young 30 other way. Send off to Okongwu. And a great try. They are pulling it back down again by 6. Timeout given by Cleveland Cavaliers with just 3:15 to go in the second quarter. They really are losing their effort. Where's the defense? They're losing their pressure. Nobody is helping them out. They really have to keep playing hard. We're never done at the end of the first half, as this will be coming up for the halftime show, as we have Ernie Johnson along with Kenny Smith and Shaq O'Neal for our big takes in the first half of the game. And don't take your seats out there comfortable if you're ready to show what goes in. And if you want to stick in the postseason, download the NBA app today, as you will be able to choose which of the games. And if you're already playing competitions on a 2K Sports, feel free to send it on 2K TV Wow with your best performance. They will select your favorites when you play it or capture it on gameplay. Check back in. And Darius Garland's back on the court. 2 players are off the court. As 2 players are on the court, Daniels moves over to point guard. Here's Okoro. Got it to go. Okoro gets a 3-pointer in the game after Garland with the assist. Look at the fan reacting now. Isaac Okoro's feeling out of it from Auburn. 3 for Johnson. That's missed again. Garland with the rebound, now has it again to Green. Okoro, 2 for 3. That's missed on target. And it's now rebounded by Daniels after Capella. Daniels from outside now finds Man. Man against Darius Garland. Watching over, Daniels. Here's a switch for the 2. Got it. That's another 2-pointer for Dyson Daniels. As this Man with the assist. Closing game now finds Jared Allen. Over now to Green. Allen setting a screen. Give a set over to Jared Allen. Okoro from the outside. The 3 for Garland. That's good. And a big outside chain as he has 11 points. They are reaching up by 10. No hostile status for Darius Garland. He's really like on a machine. And there's an offensive foul. Will not be picked, as this will be personal on Darius Garland, his first. Now as the 5 players are checked off the court, Okongwu, Capella, Krejci, and LeVert are checked in as 1 player moves over to the small forward. LeVert finding a pass to Okongwu. On a shot, great try by Okongwu. He gets another 2-pointer as LeVert with the assist. Garland on the outside will send it over to Hunter. Hunter pass now finds Okoro.
Bounce pass Allen. Allen sets it over to Garland. Garland to the middle, and he's fouled. That'll be Reggie with a foul on his first. A 13 foul for Atlanta. Darius Garland seems to be like he's on the pressure. And you see what happens now. When you don't see what goes in for Frenchie, that means he's already been knocked with the foul. That's not a good habit. This needs to be done. Darius Garland heading to the free throw line, shooting 2 with under 90 seconds in the first half. Garland missed the free throw. That's some new changes here for the Hawks as George Niang's back on court, subbing in for Okongwu. Now I know that Darius Garland's really like getting over to this, and for some reasons when he doesn't really play it often late, he really makes it everything. He says, before this game, I told the guys that we were going to get to the playoffs, and that's exactly what I did. This really being said is, he does a bunch of his own work. This is not what happens with George Niang and the team that they need to be doing for him. And whatever happens with Darius Garland, he wants to get it done. That's a hard trick. The foul's going to be on Cleveland. That's Darius Garland with his second personal and his second team foul for Cleveland Cavaliers. 1:14 left to remain in the first half. As with that one, Terrence Mann is heading to the free throw line. It's just bad. I mean, now that Terrence Mann's going to head to the free throw line, Darius Garland is definitely not getting the job done. Quinn Snyder are able to try to help him out with Terrence Mann to try to keep the game of digital alive. A 41-33 game. First free throws off the mark. Now some new changes here. This will be Jerome checking in for Green. This is a big problem out there, and you know that Jerome's really like putting in a great effort to make this stuff. I say now that when he's just trying to keep the digit going, he wants to get it done. Let's see what he does. And a second free throw will drop in. Here's Darius Garland with the ball. He will send it over to Hunter. Hunter, pass to Jerome. Jerome, over to Hunter. That's a great communication here in the middle. Hunter's got his second bucket. There's no slowing down with Hunter. He's really like giving a better change. Nobody stands a proud. Niang for 3, put back in, no good for Capella. Allen's got his own rebound. He's got 6. Allen looks over to Okoro, and a pass to Jerome. Jerome looks to Garland. Garland, on the move. That's good for Garland. He has 13 points with 31 seconds. Reggie toward the wing. The pass to Capella. Capella looks at the man. Man with some changes on his spin move. Lets the ball go off the rim as Allen takes his rebound. Well, I thought the ball was going to be sitting in here, and I thought he was going to go in, but nope, it did not. Okoro for the 3. Last chance for the rebound. Hunter up and in. Nothing goes in for Hunter. And it's the first half, 45-34. And we'll be back with you shortly, right after these messages after the halftime. Stay tuned. Third quarter's next.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Jet Smith. Donovan Mitchell was on fire in the first half. He ended up with 17 points and 1 rebound. He gave them something to prove tonight after having a very tough outing in their last game. What'd you think, Shaq, about Cleveland?
They've really established themselves in the glass. Made it down to theirs with extra possessions. Bring the same energy to the second half.
Talk to me, Kenny. How did you think Atlanta played?
We have to remember the defense.
Open. I mean, right now, I can walk up a set, in shoes, in a suit,
3-3 wide open to knock him down on that kick.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
You've been watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we welcome you back here at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse as we're ready to start the third quarter in Cleveland, Ohio. Check out the status for Donovan Mitchell for the first half of the game. He's been on fire to start things off. Yeah, I totally agree on that one. And Donovan Mitchell has been a better star. Despite a moment from Louisville, he's really thinking he was going to try to put everything back on his line. But I'm thinking he's pretty sure he's going to keep it going. Yeah, let's hope here it is. For the start of the second half, we have is Darius Garland. He's also along with Donovan Mitchell. Then Jared Allen's in center. Strus is with Evan Mobley. For the Hawks, Trae Young is with Clint Capella. Then Okongwu right toward center. Van Vissakers right toward middle. Dyson Daniels outside and Johnson's right toward the other wing. After a block by Garland, he scores and drives. That will be a start for the third quarter. He's perfect on the field goals, 15 for a point. No stopping now. That's where Darius Garland, he's giving all he got. Bounce pass to Johnson. Mobley on it. Fades. Watching a 3-second violation and a solid D by Evan Mobley. He's got his fifth rebound of the night. He'll send it over to Darius Garland. Over to Jared Allen. Around Capella and good. That went over. Okongwu's got 8 points after Garland with the assist. Young now finds Forsaker. Stopping and playing. Screen on Young with the spin around. Rolls in and out. That one takes over to Donovan Mitchell with the ball in the other hand. He's off to Evan Mobley. Mobley looks to Darius Garland. For the screen. A switch over to again to Mobley. What a dish off drive. And he just sends it over to Mobley. What a great take. That's another great pass off. This angle is just putting in for Mobley to score in. Timeout call by Atlanta Hawks with only 6:24 to go in the third quarter. These are just heating up the pressure. That's what happens with the Cavs. They are starting things off, dude. Now listen to this one here. I'm just going to tell you now, this on a piece. This is what happens with Darius Garland, and he's been playing for so many games. I'm not kidding. He's really giving all his best energy and all that for it. He's really spiced that up. We want to hype things up. That's what we're going for. I know what you're saying out there, LJ. But as I mentioned it now, this really kept it on from coming back in. Nothing really stands out for it there, some of these. It really just makes it a harder change to make it difficult for them. And I know what they're saying now. They've really been over and under. I mean, there's no joke on that. They've really kept on coming back. And just what happens right now, I mean, when they are doing this, they just cannot stop shooting the ball over into it. They really are playing very hard. They just got to get over this. New groups on the floor for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And as for now for the Hawks, they'll make a new change here on offense. 2-3 zone for Cleveland. Johnson for three. Drops it down for the three-pointer. It is a 51-37 game. Here's Garland. And now he will send it over to Strus. Garland back outside. Bounce over to Mobley. Mobley up. Nice D by Johnson. He stops that one big. Never really sends it in there by Garland as he's really picking it over. I almost went incorrectly there, Beast. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why I've done that. But that really made me knock down over for some reason. A reporter from Allen LaFleur subbing in for Kenny Atkinson as Darius Garland's really hitting up the playoff line. He really makes it a hard change to put the effort in to make that one feel comfortable and strong. Anything is possible for Darius Garland and their team to bring back in. I know what they're doing now because of Evan Mobley's giving all the pressure for Darius Garland. And for Kenny Atkinson, he's trying to get some new play screens to set them up. There's a chance. Oh, and Daniel slams it down. Daniels got 8, trying to beat over Donovan Mitchell by 17. Back to Mitchell. On the outside, we'll find it again to Mobley. Back to Darius Garland. On a flop set. 5 minutes left in the third. Mitchell for 3. That one sinks the triple. He has 20 points in the game as Donovan Mitchell extends up the lead. Kongu back to Daniels. The screen by Kongu. Into her middle. 3 for a saver. Got so good again. Another miss by Atlanta. And as Allen gets his 10th rebound of the night. Over to Garland. Garland sends it past to Allen. Sends it to Mitchell. Mitchell moving in wing. That will finish up with a 2-pointer. Mitchell's got 22, and Allen with the assist. Now you can definitely tell the crowd, this is what happens with Donovan Mitchell. He makes that with the finish off chain. Off to Daniels for 3. That's so good again. Great setup D here for the Cavs, as Allen's got his 11th rebound. Here goes Garland. He'll dish over to Strus. Strus. I'll set off to Allen. 6 to shoot. Back to Garland. 4 to 3. That's missed again for Darius Garland. Trae Young finds Daniels. Daniels to Young for 3. He is not going anywhere. Ice Trae pulling it back in with a 58-44 score.
Now he's just definitely like making the comebacks in there. They're just not pushing the pace in there. They just need to be out there for one reason. Don't lose their grip. You just need to keep focusing.
Now as NOCC serve for the Cavs as he's really like into the game. They're really bringing in both mascots in. I'm not pretty sure how they are bringing it in, but some multiple mascots here. CC is one of our biggest. And tell us here, guys, what do you think about his matches? Is this perfect for him?
Yeah, sure, it is perfect for him. I mean, CC on the Cavs, he's just really like showing what he's definitely been doing it for. And sometimes by that, all what happens now is that there's a bunch of them. Sir CC is the name. And I may say is now that we really love this guy. He is known to be fit gear, and he's known as a signature swashbuckling moves. I've been a Cavs fan since 1970s. They've all been a community outreach and like delivery to give back to the family. That's what a better need, and he's been putting in for some care.
I know. CC, Sir CC is really like the better take. But what's the initial for that?
I don't know. I mean, we're going to have to ask that when you're by the next postgame.
Here's some new substitutions here for the Cavaliers as Jerome's checked back on court with Hunter. And the other side there for Hawks. 3 players are off the court, Man, Gayu, and Dance Jr. Now the other side is Hunter. As Okoro is on the court. Jerome looks to Okoro. Okoro finding it over to Hunter. Around Kongu, and good. Over a guy as Hunter's got 6. Just about 3:09 left to go in the third quarter. Young man for 3. Another miss by Atlanta. Jerome setting up his first rebound. No score in the game. He's trying to look for 2. Donovan Mitchell. A screen for Jaron Allen. Here's the finish. Scooping, drive too strong as Nance with the rebound. Young breaks her outside, finding Man. On the cover. Sets in the middle. And it's tipped. And it's Allen with a steal. Here's Okoro. Sets to Mitchell. Blocked the alley-oop pass by Daniels. Here's the other way. Man finishes up in a drive. As this one is another take. 60-46 is the score. Oh, there is no stop to that. I don't know what's happening with Cleveland out there. They're really been knocked out. Across sets to Hunter. Hunter looks to Jerome. Again to Donovan Mitchell. Finds the pass to Allen. Allen around Dance Jr. And good. Jared Allen's got 10 points. Just about 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Man on the outside. Trying to settle in back into the zone. Jerome trying to steal it, and the Pearls got it. to Jared Allen. Way too deep. And out of bounds. That will be Hawks ball. Well, he's not bringing up a surprise here for Jerome. The timing is a little too soon. And now he's going to have to regroup it. 4 players are off the court. 4 players are on the court. As Clint Capella is back on the court with the team. Just about 1:43 left to remain in the third quarter. Young with the ball. Pass to Niang. Niang, right to the move. Slithering on a layup, no good. Allen right turn away, off to Mitchell. Mitchell sets over to Jerome. Allen helps the screen. Set up for 2, no good. Jerome couldn't get this 2-pointer in. Mitchell on the outside finding Jerome. Fine as a motion step to Allen. Allen up. That's good. Jared Allen's got 12. And it's up 8-64-46. LeVert against Niang. Now Niang will send it back to LeVert. Screen by Kungwu. Outside Niang. Reggie for 3. That's rolls it out. And a great D by Jared Allen. That will be Donovan Mitchell with his 3rd rebound. Mitchell off to Allen. Good dish off feed by Mitchell as he's got his 2nd assist. And Allen's got 14 points this game. Just look at the feed. That's what happens with Jared Allen. He's been pushing in there with some better takes. There's no way that they're going to leave him out of town. Here's Donovan Mitchell. Sends Allen. Allen looks to Jerome. Jerome looks to Mitchell. Over now to Isaiah Okoro. Okoro send a pass to Jerome. Down to 8. Allen up. That's good. Allen's got 16. And as they're up by 20, it is a 68-48. Reggie will finish the drive, and this one will end the 3rd quarter. And so, as the Cavs, they are just pushing in with their pace in the 3rd quarter to end it here. 1 more quarter left to remain in Cleveland, and it's definitely been the biggest of the night. The nights of the doubleheader will continue after these messages. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with you soon after this. And if you're just tuning in with the 4th, this is where we finish up to let them know. 4th quarter, as we're ready to start things off then, all teams are fueled, ready to go. Final group here for the Cavaliers. Darius Garland is with the other team. He's along with Mobley. Ben Max chooses his right toward the corner, and it's Hunter toward the wing. And Mitchell from the outside. Max Strus finally got his 2-pointer after being alone and quiet here for the first 3 quarters. With Archer, nobody around. The rebound by Kungwu, pushes up, and a rebound here by Mobley. Mobley's got his 8th rebound of the night, and he will now have it again to Darius Garland. Garland sets to Mitchell. Mitchell over to Strus. Strus to Mitchell, inside, and good. What a pass by Strus, as Mitchell's got 24. You see what the crowd is reacting to. There is no stopping this advantage. That's for Speedo. LeVert sets to Young. Young for 3. That's good on the outside. They're just on a great start to put it in. Garland outside will dish it over to Mobley. Taking all those big steps here, now finds Mitchell. Garland outside, now finds it to Strus. Strus passes to Mobley. Mobley looks to Strus. Now sets it off to Mitchell. With the finish, he's fouled. That'll be LeVert's first personal and a first team foul for Atlanta. Stop the clock at 6:31 to go.
Line for your Cavaliers. Donovan Mitchell, 2 shots.
Mitchell knocks the first free throw.
Here's a little status here for Donovan Mitchell. He takes in no more than 5 games, as he's really like only the average. He's like only on 7.4 points, and only 1.7 assists, and only 3.4 rebounds for the season. And then by his sophomore year, his little average is increasing. He has 15.6. I mean, definitely what you say now for Donovan Mitchell. 2 out of 7 assists, 4 out of 9 rebounds in the game. Just 46%. He's okay at it, but he still need to get a lot of work for Donovan Mitchell to like set this scourge up. That's probably his sophomore year wasn't the day for him to make it fair. And I will count the bucket for the three-pointer as a Congo with the foul for the Hawks. Now Donovan Mitchell's checked out, the screen's checked back in.
For your Cavaliers, Javante Green.
Now Darius Garland will set it over, now finds Strus. Going for the three. That's off a missed target. Johnson right over to Young. Over the pass to Kungwu, and he's out of bounds. What a stop made here by Mobley to deflect the pass. And it's now sticks with Atlanta ball. Timeout by Atlanta Hawks with 6:05 to go. 74-56. We'll step aside here to get things on the average.
This is definitely what Cleveland's been showing off for, don't you think?
Yes, sir. I gotta say that's Cleveland to let them know our name. And it looks like let them know we need a win. That's a big on them health that everybody likes.
Substitutions are on the court here for the Cavaliers and for the Hawks. New changes here for offense and defense. And here's Johnson's right toward the wing. He's right toward the opposite side. Pass to Sacred again to Levert. Finding Okongwu. Here's a chance. Solid D, but Okongwu takes it back. It's a 74-58 game.
Yeah, there's no even offensive opinion. There is nothing that you can do for, if you're playing for defense,
You just need to do some better job on their offense. That's what happened with Okongwu, and he really put this shit off, and he made that one get back to the ball and then go for the rebound. That's a big take here to make a shovel. Green with the finish on a drive. Got it. Green's got his first bucket in as he's on the board. Already waited quietly already here for 3/4, but now he's finally digging it up. Pass to Johnson, and a great D by Mobley. Here's Green, right toward the opposite side, finding Garland. Garland for the three. That's another miss by Darius Garland. Risaker in corner for three. Back the other way, only a 2-point game, and it's a 76-60 game. Looks like the Risaker's trying to go over to Donovan Mitchell, but it's a little too soon to score big. Yeah, I don't know what's happening out there. They're not really just picking it up. They just can't let them score again. Mobley passes over to Garland. A pass over to Strus. Here's a finish. The drive too strong for Strus. Now it's Young's right toward the wing. Pass to Okongwu. And the layup in reverse. Got it from Trae Young. That's another one for a 12-4 run in the last 2:37 per minute. And Garland will now try to give it to Mobley again. Strus will try it. Strus to Garland. Outside. Green for three. Kaboom! They turned the 2-pointer. And that one is a 4-point game for Javante Green.
it looks like that he was on a 3-point line, and it looks like he's not shooting a 3-pointer.
That's a big problem here. And he didn't really take it all what he had. Mobley's on the outside. Pass to Green. This time, tries a three, no good. Levert takes it to Risacher. And a reach-in foul will be on Cleveland with Hunter. That'll be a second and a first-team foul. Jared Allen is checked in for Strus as right now Hunter moves into small forward. Here's Young. Pass to Johnson. Johnson with a drive. It's no good. Allen with the rebound. That's his 13th. Allen making his way, now finding again to Garland. Garland pass to Hunter. Hunter looks to Allen. Allen back to Green. A cut over to Garland for two. Up and goes in. Garland's got 17 points. Down to a final 3 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Well, he really had Garland making that one a lot huge take. I mean, he's not perfect at a three-pointer. He just did everything. But sometimes, however, it doesn't really make it matter what they really been keeping it through. Wow, look at Okongwu. He really flies faster.
Garland looks to Allen. Now finds Green. Green to Mobley for two. Rebound by Allen. Up for two. Get out of the way. Allen picks his own rebound. He's got 18. Young right toward the wing. Tries to give the pass to Forsaker. Okongwu up. Nobody on him as he throws it down right toward the other side.
Well, this is a bad communication everywhere. I mean, that Cleveland needs to get this thing moving in. They're not playing it super well, confident enough. They need to get this thing on a better take. That's just what happens. They can't play it like that.
Just about 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter as Hunter's right toward the wing. And back to Garland.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Garland
2 minutes.
for the finish. Got it. Garland's got 19. And Young trying to put it that way, but he's not picking another two-pointer to make it go in. 84-66 to score. Johnson right toward the wing. Fakes a shot. Garland on him. Reach nature for three. That's an arm miss by Allen. And a pass off to Green. Green to Hunter. Hunter looks to Mobley. Mobley. And a three-pointer for Garland. Yes, sir! Right toward the outside. He's got 22 points. He is knocking in for a three-point big take. Not sure how you can do, but you got Garland making it in. Okongwu gets Allen. Bounces over to Johnson. Johnson looks over to LeVert. LeVert pass to Young. Young to Johnson for three. That's no good from outside as Hunter gets his fourth rebound of the night. And a pass over now finding Green. Green looks to Hunter. Hunter didn't want to take a chance here as he goes back over to Garland. Final chance for Geronte Green as he will dish it up. And it rolls in and out. Forsaker with the rebound and now back the other way. LeVert for three. That's an arm miss here for Atlanta. And at that one, Cleveland Cavaliers are going to tie the series for one.
Yes, it's been like a bit problematic out there. And afterwards, with the Atlanta Hawks with the loss of this game, but last game, they made their win. They really took it all. And with Green and their win team with the finishing, he really took a drive and he just made a finish. And let's hear about this. They've really been ticked out, and now they definitely want to win. After Garland with the shot, Young will finish it off from here. And it goes out of bounds. Final substitutions for the Cavs and the Hawks as both players are off the court. Johnson, Okongwu, LeVert, and Young are checked out. Craigie, Van, Gaillard, and Lance Jr. are checked in. And that's it. Final score, 89-66 as Cavaliers tie the series for one. Game two was a big successful to make things happen. Big scores, big happening, big data. And yes, they did. They just really made it all with a great finish. And now we can definitely go home happy. And that wraps it up here, folks. Along with Son of Beast and Boomer and LJ, along with Ali LaForce, this has been a presentation of the first night of the NBA doubleheader of the playoffs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. Good night in Cleveland.
Alright, son, thank you so much, and here's how they did with the total statistics. This is what happens here. 59% for the Cleveland Cavaliers along with 42 three-pointers, and free throws was only 78. 17 fast break points for Atlanta. They made that one big on a strong take. 50 points in the paint was Cleveland Cavaliers. 8 second chance points along with 13 bench points, 33 assists, 11 offensive rebounds, 26 defensive rebounds, 4 steals, 3 blocks. That's for Cleveland. then 5 turnovers for Atlanta. Both teams have received 5 team fouls, but nothing gotten in the way. 13 dunks for Atlanta, and it was 23 biggest lead for Cleveland Cavaliers with their time of possession 17:59. That was how they did it, dear Nickel. Do you think that this is a perfect pro?
Well, I'd say so. I mean, I don't say anything bad. I mean, they really have to play it like they do for. I mean, make it successful. It's what happens most of the time.
And now I'm handing it over to you, dear Nickel, for the 3-star players of the game.
All right, thank you so much. And now it's time to start off with the 3-star players in the game. Third star starts off here. That one gives it over to Okongwu with 16 points with 4 rebounds and 1 assist, 1 steal and block. He only had 11 field goals this range, with 18 performance and 4 dunks. He really didn't take all that time effort, but that's Okongwu without Clint Capella. And the number 2 star goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers. This really must have taken a piece after it. Nothing really settles down because Darius Garland finishes off with 24 points in the game with 2 rebounds and 7 assists, 10 out of 12 field goals, 4 out of 5 3-pointers, and it was 40 performance effort. He really just showing off with some better point guard positions and he really scores it. Nothing really sells in to hype up the playoff. And your number 1 star, the player of the game presented by New Balance, you know the name. They've really have been coming in, and that's why I call it Spider. DM! That means Donovan Mitchell. He finishes off with 26 points with 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 13 field goals. He only had made 3 3-pointers. 7 out of 7 free throws was not bad at all. He made it up with 34 performance effort, and with the finish of Game 2, they helped their team make a comeback win.
And that's it for the first part of the game. Stay tuned for the next game as we've got the Rockets and the Timberwolves here at Toyota Center. Coverage starts at 9. Stick with us. We've got plenty of actions of the NBA playoffs coming your way next. Anyway, that's a do for now for the first game. Peace out for a while as the NBA playoffs on 2K25 dial. This is Jay and Nickel signing out. So long in Cleveland, Ohio.
If you don't, somebody will.